So today we're going to take a bit more of a serious look at rust prevention treatment. The weather is glorious. I'm hoping that the van is nice and dry now. This is a perfect time of year to do it. Unfortunately I have to strip out most of the interior, but once I've done that we'll get into it. So today I'm going to be using one of these J40787 high pressure sprayer applicators. It comes out of the box with one of these nozzles, but for our basic application we're going to be using this. And this requires this little adapter. You basically pressurise it with this handle on top and then use this at the back to spray. If you need to change the nozzle, then there's a small button on the side here to depressurise. You just lift that. Now one thing you might find on days when it's a bit cooler is your Waxoyl comes out all thick and goopy. One way to deal with this is once you've reattached the pump, is to pop the bottle in some hot water. This will make it a lot more fluid and easier to apply. Now for spots which are hard to reach, like the inside of this door for example, there's this long thin hose which can be inserted deep inside the door. Recommend you have some cardboard to catch any surplus. So another spot to get good access is these drainage holes here. Forward jacking points, also worth doing. Now I've been having a little bit of trouble with water ingress inside this door, especially down the bottom there, and whilst I have already done some Waxoyling in the past, I think it's better to be safe than sorry. So next we're going to tackle the tailgate. I think looking at the inside of the rear panel, I've had a little bit of water ingress due to this being the original rubber seal. So I'm going to wax all along the inside here up to this soundproofing. Of course it's always handy to have a bit of blue roll on hand just to clean up any excess. You'll also find these trim clip holes really useful for getting inside hard to access areas. Now to get some wax into the front cab step, you're going to have to drill a couple of holes, starting with a pilot hole. And then moving on to something a little more substantial so that you can fit these J41226 10mm cavity plugs. Now with the front panel we're in luck, because if we remove these kick panels, we can get access down through the front here. So now I've got to let all this wax dry out before I put the interior back in. This has been very much a basic guide to rust prevention treatment, covering the main rust points. Obviously I could go further in terms of the chassis rails and the underside, but this should be enough to get you started. To discover more great products, visit our online store at www.justcampers.com.